Welcome and happy summer solstice plus a day for those who acknowledge and honor the summer solstice, the shift in the seasons. Welcome. I wanted to continue today with the theme of the past couple of classes, which is incorporating first in embodied practice, breath work, before moving into a more classical type meditation. And both of our practices today, the breath work as well as the meditation itself, are going to involve helping to regulate our nervous system so that we're in a space that just feels good. And that might seem like a small thing just to work towards feeling good. But the magic and potency of this space of just accessing a place where we can feel good inside and kind of balanced and calm is that it then gives us the sort of energy that we might need and the quality of mind that we might need in order to face other difficulties throughout our days or throughout our lives. So anytime that we're feeling sort of dysregulated or triggered by something or in a reactive mode where we almost lose our grounded sense of self, a first step you can take is just to try and reground, like just to try to find that balance again so that you can come at your difficulties or challenges or relationships and such from a more grounded, easeful, responsive place rather than one of reactivity. And the first practice, the breath work, is very simple, and I'll guide it, but I'll tell you about it first. We're going to be breathing in and out through the nose, if possible, just at an even rhythm, just at an even pace. So I'll probably start us, just as an example, with a count of 4. So inhaling 2, 3, 4, and then exhaling 2, 3, 4. And what this does is it helps to just regulate our nervous system. It helps to sort of balance the energies in our bodies so that we can access that calmer, more grounded state of mind more easily. And I always recommend a gentle breathing practice like this first if you're feeling kind of dysregulated or off balance or outside of yourself before doing another kind of meditation practice. So we'll start with even breathing, and then we'll move into a practice that just helps us recall a time and a place perhaps where we felt really good inside. And instead of really diving into the story and the narrative about it, we'll be kind of harnessing the feeling itself, that feeling of perhaps it's love or compassion or joy, and allowing it to grow. And I'm using my hands here kind of over my heart center because we'll be focusing on growing that feeling from the area of the heart. So almost like a warm sun that's glowing and glowing, and that luminescence, that glowing sort of warmth just spreads from our center throughout our body in order to help us feel good and kind of switch out of a mode of feeling reactive or distracted or something else that isn't feeling so good. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and get started. As always, please just choose a comfortable position for your body in this moment. No judgment on what that position is. And I'll be guiding us to breathe through our nose, but if for whatever reason that's not possible for you, you have your nostrils blocked today or have a cold, just do what you can through the mouth. But ideally, we'll be breathing in and out through the nose. And we'll start and end with a bell. So just allowing yourself to really gather and arrive into your space. Making sure you choose a posture that feels comfortable and easeful for you. A posture that supports you in being awake and aware yet also grounded and relaxed. If you're seated, just noticing the gentle, energetic lift of the spine, almost as if there's a string just gently kind of tugging at the crown, the top of your head, up toward the ceiling or the sky. And allowing your shoulders and shoulder blades to just drop down the sides of the spine like pieces of ripe fruit hanging from a tree. Whatever posture you've chosen, just noticing where those contact points are between your body and the surface that's supporting you from beneath you or perhaps from behind you as well. And scanning your body, noticing if there are points of tension, and without trying to get rid of the tension or suppress it, what might it be like to just soften into those spaces? To offer the soft, gentle awareness, a sense of care. And then beginning to notice your breathing, just noticing it as it is. That rising inhale and the falling away exhale. And taking refuge a bit in the soothing, ever-present rhythm of your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose as possible. Just getting familiar with yourself in this moment, attending to yourself with care and presence. And for the next couple of minutes, we'll practice our equal breathing. So on your next inhale, just counting and inhaling to a count of 4. So it might go like this: inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continuing at your own pace. So it might be a slower count or a bit quicker. Importantly, we're not trying to alter our breathing to breathe more deeply or fully. We're just trying to establish that equal rhythm, equal length of the inhale and equal length of the exhale. The count for you might be 4, it might be 3, it might be 5. Just allowing yourself to find the rhythm that feels most natural for you, but maintaining equal length inhales and equal length exhales. Noticing if your mind is rushing to any place, as if there's some place, some destination to get to in this practice. And if that's happening, just kind of bringing it back to your breathing, to the counting itself. And if it feels helpful, you might also attune to the sensation of your breathing. So as you breathe in to your count, where you feel the breath most present. And then as you breathe out to that same count, also where you sense your breathing in your body. Finding a balance through equal length inhales and exhales, allowing that rhythm to kind of lull you into a space that feels balanced, that feels grounded. Allowing the structure of the breathing to hold you, to be a container that feels safe, that feels caring. We'll continue here, maybe just half a minute more. So continuing as you are. If there are any minor adjustments you need to make to the rhythm, go ahead and do that. And then completing whatever cycle you're on, and just allowing the exhale to kind of let the counting fall away. And coming back to your natural organic breath. Noticing any shifts, if it feels good to kind of soften the focus, if there's a bit more grounding or sense of balance internally in your mind. And from here, we'll shift our awareness down toward the area of our heart. So shifting into our second practice for today. Continuing to breathe naturally in your own rhythm, in your own time. And as you rest your awareness at the center of your heart, the area of the chest, I invite you to recall a time in your life that you felt really good inside. It could be a past memory, a vacation you had, or a place that you've been, maybe an interaction with a close other or loved one, or a really successful celebratory moment or day, one in which you felt just happy or proud or joyful. It could be a very simple moment, even just a precious moment with a beloved pet. Without analyzing it too much, just allowing a time that you felt really good inside to arise in your awareness. And allowing yourself to kind of step into that feeling again, to re-experience it. Whatever helps in terms of calling up details of the moment to remember how it felt. Just allowing yourself to do that, allowing yourself to bask in the warmth of this memory. And as you continue to do this, allowing any sense of warmth or goodness or joy that you feel to really start to settle in and grow from your heart center. If it helps to keep recalling images or aspects of the memory, continuing to do that, but there's no need to go deeply into the story around it, just kind of isolating that moment and the feeling of feeling really good, happy, joyful, connected, at ease. If there's any challenge or resistance here, just being kind of warm and kind to yourself in that, and continuing to just open to the possibility of feeling what you felt in that moment, allowing yourself to remember, allowing your body to remember. And centering that memory, the feeling in the area of the heart, center of the chest. And kind of nourishing it, nurturing it, letting it grow. So as you continue to immerse yourself in that experience, that feeling good, that time and place, just allowing any feelings of warmth or tenderness or goodness kind of grow from the area of the heart. Almost like a warm, luminous sun that's glowing, emanating warmth and light from the center of your chest, the area of the heart. Using as much as you need. That recalling of like images or textures or smells or sounds from that moment to really make it real, to bring back the realness of it and let that realness grow in your heart center and start to kind of glow throughout your body. And then for the next couple of minutes, there's an invitation if you'd like to just kind of soften your focus on the memory or the experience and turn your attention toward the feeling that you feel right now in your body, that feeling of goodness, of joy, of connection or ease, happiness. And just allow it to continue to grow and be with you, to feel real and be real in your experience in this moment. That feeling good inside. Again, if any part of this feels challenging, that's okay. What might it be like to just soften towards any sort of hesitancy or constriction? To have a sort of warmth or softness towards that. And to open to the possibility of this feeling good, just growing from the heart within. We'll take about 1 more minute here. So maybe strengthening your attention that much more if it's kind of wandered off or diluted a bit. Really allowing this feeling to continue to be present, to grow in your system by just offering it attention, being with it 100% in this moment. And then preparing to bring our practice to a close. Maybe taking a moment to just rejoice in any sort of progress you feel like you made, even if it was just showing up and trying out a new practice, or whatever shifts you found from the breath work. And this sort of recalling an experience, letting the feeling grow. And sometimes just placing a hand gently at heart center can help for that feeling of sealing the practice. And softening the focus on the feeling, and just allowing yourself to sense your body as a whole, the whole of your breathing body. And sensing the temperature of the air around you on your skin, feeling of clothes on your skin, where your body is being supported by the surface beneath you, sensing the room around you. And at the sound of the bell, coming back to our shared space. Okay. So just taking a couple moments to move your body, stretch your legs if you need to. Yeah, something that came to me toward the end of that practice is something a teacher said to me once, which is about this sort of this concept of like the feeling of a barrier or something like this when we're trying to do a practice, especially one that gives us access to a sense of joy or feeling good or anything that feels heart oriented or centered. And he said, if your heart feels closed, can you at least be open to your closed heart? So it's this sort of acknowledging if resistance comes up and just letting it be there. But can I offer the quality of openness, of softness to the resistance? So it's just really about bringing in what's there if you do feel resistance, and bringing the quality of openness to whatever it is. And that in time will start to sort of dissolve the resistance. So I love that quote. I remember that. I'll share the memory that I always bring up because it feels very potent and also just super direct and simple, is just a memory of being with my black lab dog Barkley growing up in high school and around Christmas time, and just the two of us like cuddling on his bed in front of the wood burning stove, the fireplace, and just like the softness of his ears and the sweetness of his eyes. And just, it's really just that moment that I use to bring into this practice, because it's so sort of sweet and simple and uncomplicated. And I just offer that as an example of how simple a moment can be to grow the feeling. But the feeling was so, I just felt so joyful, because I think it was the context of being on break from school and it being the holiday season, which I liked growing up a lot, and being warm in front of the fire and just this sweet dog. And so I kind of bring all of that in, and that I feel the feeling exactly, I think, how it was. So sometimes this is the point of practice. And I want to just name that, because I think sometimes with meditation practice, we feel this sort of urgency to like get somewhere, or to train our minds and get focused and, get alert and awake. But it's okay for the practice to just facilitate this shift into feeling good. I think a lot of the time that is what we want to be working towards, because then, as Maggie mentioned, like, we notice things. We're more open to experiences of joy that are happening around us. We can have more access to our higher cognitive functions that help us make more wise decisions that are more grounded in, a holistic way of seeing things. So if you even feel a little bit of a shift after that practice, then you did it.